Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another match of Super Rugby Pacific, the second last game of the regular season, and this one is a pretty big one. The Blues taking on the Chiefs. Now, the Chiefs cannot go any higher than they already are. They are inside of the top four. They will have a home quarterfinal next week, but for the Blues, if they get themselves a bonus point victory here, they will be first on the table and they will have the home final, but not just that, they would have home finals all the way through in the competition. Now, the Hurricanes, they have currently put themselves in a great position. They're on 56 points at the top of the bunch. Yeah, it'll be a very tough game for this Blues side to be able to get that bonus point, at least off recent form of this Chiefs side. But looking through at the Blues starting lineup, it is Ofa Tuangafasi, Ricky Riccitelli, as well as Marcel Renata starting in as the three, Patrick Tuipulotu and Sam Derry in the locking duo with a Kiriwani, Dalton Papali and a Hoskins Satutu in the loose forward trio. Taufafu Naki, who has been playing extremely well for the Blues, will be the starting nine with Harry Plummer on his outside at 10. AJ Lamb takes on the jersey at 12 for this week with Rieko Ioane on the outside. Now, interestingly enough, I saw a stat and I couldn't quite believe it, but fun fact, Rieko Ioane has not scored a try for the Blues in over 365 days. I believe it's up to about 368 days now that their man has not been able to get himself a try in a Blues kit. Could this game be the one that he gets it done? Caleb Clark at number 11 with Mark DeLeo on the outside at 14 and Stephen Pitafetta at number 15. Now the Chiefs, they actually had a late change. No Sean Stevenson in that number 15 jersey. Instead, Atenai Nana Satoro shifts to 15, and it will actually be Mali Mali who makes his way out to that number 11. In the front row, though, Aidan Ross, Billy Slater, and George Dyer, with Ngātoa Koi and Jimmy Tupou as the locking duo. Summer Penifee now back at 6 with Jacobson at 7, and Wallace Satiti always makes those meters off the back of the scrum, and we'll be looking forward to doing it yet again here in this contest. Then, when we look through at the backline, Cortez Aratama and Damian McKenzie, the 19 combo, Rame Kapoihapi and Daniel Rona back as the midfield, so no Quinn Tupaia and no Anton Leonard-Brown, at least in the starting lineup. We do get to see Tupaia make his way off of the bench, and then Amoni Narawa out on that wing like I mentioned earlier on. The change at 11, change at 15, but he remains the same as the number 14. The current form for the Chiefs, they lost to the Hurricanes in last week's game. Prior to that game, though, they were able to get themselves a victory and two more before that as well. Good evening from Melbourne. I was made in Hamilton, grew up in Auckland, so go to the Chiefs, says Andrew Watts. And come on, Rico, get a try and go the Blues, says Choke the Roke. And also maybe history gets rewritten today. Maybe Ioane gets a try today, says Marnus. Good evening, Hamish. Ready for a day of great commentary, says Brian. And we still have plenty more, of course, coming later on in this day. We've got the URC, both South African derbies that we are covering on the channel. We've also got some sevens. First one of those games taking place at 10:40. Good afternoon, Kiwi lads. Our big gloves, Mason Tupaia, unfortunately not playing tonight. Yeah, so we don't get to see brother versus brother in this contest. Off the bench, Josh Fusitua, and also they have got Angus Ta'avau as the other replacement. The Blues, they've been in some decent form with just that little bit of a blunder up against the Crusaders. Aside from that, though, they've been looking very strong, which is why they find themselves sitting second on the overall table. My hometown Auckland to win, says Peter Stowers. Was Rassi player of match? Was Rassi player of match? We talking like Osefo Masi maybe for the Fijian draw? Is that the question? Chiefs, says Carmen, in there as well. I'm a bit confused, but that's okay. Both sides out on the park, ready to go for this home game in favour of the Blues. Now, of course, we get to see a few players making returns off the bench, one of which being Finley Christie for the Blues, but Ben O'Keefe will be in charge. Oh, Salisi Reasi. I see. I'm not actually sure who got it. It was either him or Duplessis Karefi, I believe, who got the man of the match. More than likely, Reasi, I think, would have got it, though. The Blues need to win with a bonus point tonight to knock the Hurricanes off top spot. Did I miss the story, says Stuart? You did indeed, yes. And good evening, Hamish. Maybe history gets rewritten today and Rieko Ioane scores a try today, says Marnus. That was for the second time, I believe, as he did comment it only about 2 minutes ago. But now it's going to be kicked off by Damien McKenzie. Nicely taken by Cole Forbes. It was a late change for the Blues as well. I mean, that Stephen Petafeta was not at the number 15 jersey for this contest. Here we go, Hammy, how far? Says it's Spidey Mick. The line out. They have the first in terms of accuracy throughout this season. The Chiefs, McKenzie, going across now into the midfield to Rameka Poihipi. Now, he will be trying to prove himself and get a spot in those playoff games. Beautiful run forward from Bradley Slater with an acre of space to work with. Petafeta actually playing 10 in this game, so I believe it is Plummer at 12. Someone's been taken out of their back line, and I assume it's AJ Lambert. Great finish in the corner. Oh, the Blues have made like 15 changes. I see Finley Christie's out there in the starting lineup. I don't know what's happened to the players, but I know that one thing's for sure. Atena Nana Satoro has just scored the first try in this contest. What happened to all the Blues players? I haven't actually heard the news. I was away doing there's AJ Lamb, so he's still there. What happened? Did half of them get sick before the game or something? Because no Funaki. I believe there's no Ioane from what I'm seeing here. I'm looking around for him and I'm not really seeing any proof that he's playing in this game. They want to check this one by the sounds of it. They want to check the grounding, do they? Okay, they want to check if there's obstruction in the midfield. Now All Blacks will thump England. So here's Mr. Bravestone and Blues C team. So here's Choke the Woke. Oh, yeah, I think Ricky Riccatelli. Did Aiden Ross get enough of a hand on him there to open up the gap? We're going to see. Oh, I think that's going to be disallowed. It's going to be the penalty. It's pretty soft, but at the end of the day, there was a little bit of holding between the two. And both are well-polished sides. Close finish anticipated. So here's Geta. Taking out Harry Plummer. No, so it was Aiden Ross holding back Ricky Riccatelli. Was it a try? It was up until that stage. Now it's been disallowed. One of the times of South Africa plays New Zealand in the sevens. Says Amana, so they're going to be playing each other at 10:44 p.m. for us here in New Zealand. Blues chose this game to play the drawer. Says Spider Mick, although they can't guarantee that they'll get that game. We've got to remember, if they lose this game, the Blues, they will actually end up playing the Highlanders, which I'm sure they wouldn't mind too much after the last time that the two sides played. But yeah, they don't actually get the drawer in this case, unless they win it, but then they don't win with a bonus point. Ricky Riccatelli is holding on to Ross, says Rodney. Bench Ross, that is unacceptable. Says Freshman, that one's going to be kicked towards the touchline from Plummer and kept in the field of play. He has missed it again, Plummer. He did that quite a bit in the game up against the Crusaders. Good kick downfield from McKenzie, but it stays also in the field of play. So yeah, I believe Ioane and Tolfa Funaki are the two players in the starting lineup at the moment that I've noticed have not started this contest. Everyone else seems to be who they were supposed to be. Right, 2 times off the ball. So it's like 12:30 p.m. South African time. Will you cover that game? We've already got it scheduled, Mana, so yes, we will. Now Harry Plummer going to be ready to kick this one into touch, or at least try to. He did miss touch with his last one. The Blues were the first real attacking chance of the day. Breaking news, All Blacks quit rugby due to facing off, or fear of facing England, says Crumpus. Got the second best line out in terms of being able to get tries from their line out moves. The Chiefs do give away a few penalties. Says Rodney, that one's going to go down. Hold on to that, Summer Penny Fiend. Now he does have to release. It's a Christie. Goes across to Dalton Papali'i. Starting this match at 7. Now Christie thought about going to the short side. Instead goes across to Akiriwani. Again, Derry hits the ball up. Nice phase play at the moment. Being put together by the Blues. They've got Talia out on the wing, waiting patiently for that ball to find him. Christie will go short, though, first of all, to Marcel Renata. Of course, at the moment, one of the most likely people in the Blues side to score a try off current form is Ofa Tuangafasi, which would find hard to believe. But 2 tries in the last game. That is a knock-on from Stephen Petafeta, and the ball's been stolen there by Daniel Rona, I should say. Back across, McKenzie looking for the cross kick, and it's going to be dropped by Liam Coombs-Fabling. Hang on, so he's in for Moni Nuttall. Has there been like an All Black stand down that no one knew about or something? Like, why are there so many players missing from both sides? I find it very hard to believe that they are all injury-based. I had excitement what happened. It was almost a try. Yeah, drop ball from Stephen Petafeta. Petafeta, hold the ball, lad. But yeah, so both wingers for the Chiefs have slightly rotated because Mali is out there. I think their forward pack's about the same. And go to the Chiefs, says Christopher, and come on, Piero. Sticky fingers. Are they all quitting rugby so they don't have to face England? Says Krampus. What was the results of the Hurricanes versus Highlanders in the Drua versus Rebels? The Drua winning their game 40 points to 19. Hurricanes winning their game 41 points to 14. Now, it's going to be Cortez Ratamata to feed this ball in for the Chiefs again. It's available off the back for Wallace Satitu, who gets the little pop offload away. McKenzie now away to Atena Nanasatoro, who will sink the slipper into it. Down the middle of the field. It doesn't really relieve too much of the pressure. Stephen Petafeta taking it nicely and running it back into the Chiefs half. Close to the turnover for Daniel Rona. Wallace Atiti makes another low tackle there. Now Christie, short side to 2. Thought about the offload, but decides against it. And it's going to be another drop ball, or he might have actually caught that one between his legs. 31 kgs heavier than the Chiefs. Says the Blues. No, yeah, solid 4-pack out there on the field for the Blues in this contest. Now Christie goes off to AJ Lamb. There is a penalty advantage in player Kiriwani. Doesn't find Mark Talia as of yet, but a good attacking run into the 22. Now Christie goes off to Talia. That was probably the least amount of space they could have given Mark Talia in that case. Okay, Natoa Koi's in the starting lineup. That is, I assume, rather than... Oh no, he is supposed to be there. That's all right. Oh, a little bit of push and shove there between Clark and Bradley Slater for a bit, but they will go back for the original penalty in favour of the Blues. If the Blues, says Christopher. Nice one. This is an opportunity to take 3 if they want it here, the Blues. They know that to get themselves first on the table, I honestly don't think they'll mind 3s here, because when they really think about it, who would they rather play, the Rebels or the Fijian Roa? Looks like they're kicking for the corner though, so that answers that question. They would much rather play the Rebels, which is why they do have to chase that bonus point. Come on, Blues, take the 3, says Spider Mech, and Nate versus Dixon, says Pads Ablaze. And also Chiefs hard, Waikato hard. Line accuracy to the front is 94% for the Blues. When they go to the back, it only gets to 78. That is the middle, and it's well claimed by Sam Derry. In the hands of Ricky Telly as they look to get a little bit closer to the try line. Still hanging on to this one. Busting through. He's tried to go over the top, and he will be just short of the try line if they can get it to Tui Palotu. Although it's gone to Talia first, he will not pass it one more. I think they needed to find Tui Palotu there, but that is going to be the penalty now. Double blow the whistle. This sounds like it's almost going to be a yellow card already here for the Chiefs. Okay, discipline must get better or it's going to be a yellow card. There's a comment there from Ben O'Keefe. So a stern warning this early on in a contest. Now the question is, do the Blues now go for the 3? Or are they going to kick for the corner again? Kind of looks like they want to go for the corner. And penalty try, says Spider, after this game. You have at least like an hour and 30 minutes of rest till your next stream, which is a 7, says Marnus. Although during that time we will be editing more than likely, plus setting up the rest of the streams for tonight, getting everything ready for them. So there won't be much rest. I just won't be talking during that period, which is good because I'll need my voice for later on. Come on the Chiefs, says Christopher. And come on the Blues, says Grant there. It's going to be thrown in by Ricky Riccatelli. That's well claimed by Tui Pelotu. Ball is there again for Ricky Riccatelli as it starts to make its way forward here for the Blues. Talia joins as well. They have to make sure that they don't top and tail, and that is over the line, is it? Yes, it is. Ricky Riccatelli gets the first try, the rolling maul try for the Blues. It's not the prettiest thing you'll ever see, but it is effective. And that is his 4th try now of the season for Ricky Riccatelli. Good work, lads, says Blues Nate. But they've turned that pressure of having constant penalties against the Chiefs into the try. Morning, Hamish. We're in for a hard game, and FFS Chiefs, says Christopher. Yeah, just rolling maul. Trying to keep it pushing forward. The Chiefs trying to defend it, but at that point, Blues had about 4 men on 2. And there Riccatelli goes in, and he scores the try. Looking up there, did you sleep well? No, I managed about 4 hours of sleep, to be honest. But we're still functioning slightly, so that's always a good start. Getting ready to line this one up. It will be Harry Plummer. What colour are both teams playing in? So the Hurricanes, sorry, not the Hurricanes. The Chiefs are playing in white. The Blues are playing in blue for this game. Now, Harry Plummer. Line this one up. Good morning from a very cold Mother City. Apparently this will tick us over to 10 minutes. Riccatelli. And the Blues try, they did indeed get one, and that one's missed for Harry Plummer. Hey, mate, we do UCL BVB versus Real Madrid broadcast. We will not, no. We haven't covered any of the rest of the competition, and I also haven't really followed the competition that closely, so, yeah, it would be a bit weird for me to just do the final, if that makes sense. Going to be kicked downfield now from halfway. Score remains at 5 points to 0, though, in favour of the Blues. Finley Christie back into the pocket. Goes to Pirafeta. Gets it down to Etenai Nanai-Seturo on the halfway line. Had Mali with him, but he was always going to be running it straight and hard at the line. Nanai-Seturo. Now Ratama cross to McKenzie and behind. Liam Coombs fabling. Trying to step through, and Satutu is right on him straight away. Now again, and behind McKenzie, going away to this left-hand side. Nanai-Seturo low. Tackle on him again. It's been a good start to the Blues. Oh, how about if the stream gets 30 likes, you do UCL stream? Deal? No deal, no. And more than likely, it probably overlaps with another stream we're doing anyway, Dog Battery. More than likely. And now that one's going to be kicked in behind. Plus, I feel like there'll be interest from about 2 of our viewers for that stream. You'd be one of them, of course, but other than that, not really anyone has mentioned that competition. Thank you, Hamish. Important match, Stormers game. Says Blues Nate. My first Cape Town winter in 10 years. I was not prepared. Says Grant. Another mistake from the Chiefs. Allows for the line out now. In fact, I believe it is actually going to be the scrum for the Blues. Due to that knock on. Satiti, love those names. So Pacific Islander. Says Ruth. Now, scrum, of course, there is the advantage in weight in favour of one of these two sides, being the Blues. Their large 4-pack available. Their backline, plenty of pace. Not too sure what happened to Rico Ioane as to why he was unable to play in this match. Hopefully nothing too serious, though. Good opportunity for the selectors to pick a few future All Blacks, says Gita. And by the way, Black Cats arrived in Barbados for the cricket. Yeah, Cricket World Cup just around the corner as well. Now ball is about to be fed in by Finley Christie. Big push from the Blues, and they will have the penalty advantage. So Tutu going across, bit of a rough pass, and they will now go back for the penalty again. Seems like set piece at the moment is letting this Chiefs side down. Same with their penalty count. I don't think they've really had much of a foot to stand on throughout the early stages. Got to run to work in 20 minutes. Going to try to keep up with your commentary, says Ruth. And of course, we have still got plenty of streams throughout the evening. I believe we've still got another 5 streams that we are doing, including 2 full-length rugby matches for the URC. It's not the Cricket World Cup, it's T20. That's hardly cricket, says Grant. And my French boss is French fries and frog legs. Well, there you go. Now line out throw for the Blues with Ricky Riccatelli. Already got himself 1 try in this one. ICC is... They also give copyright if you do stream. Exactly right. Did you get one yourself, Dog Battery, or just in general that is what you've heard? Now Ricky Telly, and that ball gives it off to Satutu, another Cricket World Cup. Yeah, they come around pretty quick in between ODI and T20s in the rotations. To play halfback there, Chrissy was a little bit slow getting there, but now puts the kick in behind, puts the Chiefs into their own 22 here. Another Blues. Well, come on, Blues, another boom. What day over there, RC? Says Spider-Mech and Chiefs back getting done all over the place, says Rodney. Yeah, they're certainly going to have to find some form of momentum at some stage very soon. And one of your streams got one, although that wasn't actually ICC. That was another cricketing YouTube channel that decided that they wanted to copyright strike anyone who was doing the game so that they could have all the viewers. So a little bit of dirty politics in the cricketing world, unfortunately, on YouTube. So that's another reason why, like, ICC is not too bad. Like, we normally can stream regular games outside of the World Cup without a problem, but as soon as you start doing a stream that the bigger channels don't want you to do, they'll strike you down. And worst comes to worst, they don't get any sort of warning or any sort of like backlash for it unless they do it multiple times, so they just do it for fun, really. Now, Dalton Papali, that ball's been slapped out of his hands by Summer Penny Finau. It's now going to be the scrum feed. Like they've just mentioned for the Blues, if they win with a bonus point, they will go into the top spot. If they lose this game, there is a chance that they may finish 3rd on the overall standings. Masani has said go the Blues. And there as well. Ratama to put the ball in. Now, these two sides could actually meet in a semi-final, fun fact. It would be quite the intriguing game there again. The Blues manage to get themselves the win. They will, if the bonus point is there as well, they'll actually have the home field advantage all the way through the competition until they either win or they are knocked out of the comp. Out wide, Liam Coombs fabling, lined up by Clark, and great low tackle, puts them into touch. And that is some fantastic work by Caleb Clark, who thought about going quickly, and boo to the people that own the cricket rights then. But the thing is, like, it's not the people who own the rights, it's just other YouTube channels that, like, the one that struck us was a Sri Lankan YouTube channel who said that we were using their live stream so that they could take away any chance of us getting a single viewer from their stream, if that makes sense. Kind of want the Blues to win with a bonus point, so they go top of the table. That way the Chiefs would play them in the semis. The Chiefs beat the Blues, becomes a Hurricanes Chiefs final, and win $40, says Nov Mum. And also top spot count for nothing. I win every game as something, says Spider Mech. I mean, if you're in top spot, though, you've probably won every game, haven't you? Or at least a majority of them. Same thing happened with iShow Speed 2 months ago. Although he would have been able to sort it out, I believe, a lot quicker than us. Because, you know, sometimes you get an accidental strike and they will sort it out. And, you know, you get the channel back up and running after about a week and a half. But, yeah, and sometimes you have to wait a couple weeks. That is nicely picked up by Harry Plummer. Tackled by McKenzie. It's just all Blues at the moment in this contest. Kiriwane with the rough pass. Papali, I believe, has knocked that ball on. But they'll go back for another penalty against the Chiefs. How is the Chiefs playing? Honest opinion, absolutely terribly. They've had about 6 penalties against them. They've dropped the ball multiple times. They've got no possession, no territory, and they're about to have 14 men on the field. He was just jealous that Black Caps owned Sri Lanka. But the thing is, it wasn't even like the Sri Lanka versus Australia was the game that was taking place. And I think they did go on to lose that one, Sri Lanka. So happy enough with Aiden Ross now going to be sin-binned for the 10 minutes. Not only did he cost the Chiefs their first try, but now he is going to be going to the bin for another 10. And badly, and now they have a yellow card, says Novmum. But yeah, I think this has been the worst start to a game we've seen from the Chiefs throughout this whole season. And an honest take of the situation. And I don't think it's that, debatable. 67% possession at the moment. You win the tournament in 4th spot. Doesn't matter what spot you in. Says Spider Mech. As long as you're in the top 8. That is the main thing. Aiden Ross off the field now. Thrown in by Ricky Riccatelli. Ball's there at the back for Dalton Papali'i. Who's going to look to break off. He was almost able to get to the line. They are very close. And Hoskins Tutu scores the try. 10th of the season now for him. We should never be happy about Australia winning at cricket. Says Grant and Rebels are going to the Cape Tin right now. Says Hanoi there. The try for Hoskins Tutu there. Just set play at the moment is working extremely well. Getting close to the try line, and then all Tutu had to do was just do a spin, break his way over. Like they've just said, it's the way that they've been playing all season, being dominant up front. And that has not changed there. When will you do IRL streams? Probably never. I don't think I don't do enough in real life as IRL stands for, to actually make it worth watching. It would just be me editing and then eating and then editing and then streaming. That's about all I do. Sleeping. I don't think I'd do any sleeping streams. Those are a bit weird. I walk over, I suppose, there's Spider-Mech, and that kick has gone over now, making the score 12 points to 0 in favour of the Blues. And a shame the Satyrs aren't in to give us a crack in New Zealand game next week, says Hanoi. Yeah, Sever Reese leading the try scorers at the moment with 12. I think Tutu's got a good chance of catching him by the end of this season. Definitely with the Blues advancing through to the quarterfinals. But the Chiefs have been caught off guard here with how badly they have played throughout the first 20 minutes. Early man, won't be a walkover, says Joke the Woke. Nicely run forward by Kiriwani. Sam Derry back across the Perofeta. I think Wallace Satiti actually had a bit of a slip there. There's a little knock on from Tutu. And it now gives the Chiefs another chance to try and score some form of points. Like I've just said, it's been all the Blues at this point. You kind of look like Simon Dole. I'll take it. Or Dole, sorry, rather than Dole. Oh, looks like Ollie Norris is now going to be making his way onto the field, while Satiti has to make his way from the field. Hey, come on, boys, let's go. Satutu and Riccatelli. Sounds like a dream team. Sever Reese must be good to score so much. And a losing team, same as Izzy Folau in every team he's been in. Says, and Sever Reese, he was one of the shining lights for the Crusaders season. And yes, there were not many shining lights for the way that they played all throughout the season, but he still deserves quite a bit of credit for the way that he was able to play on a side that was struggling. 22 minutes already gone. When you're doing OnlyFans, hello, brother. Says, Doctor, I don't have any plans to, ever, really. I don't think the Blues can get bitten from here on. Anyone can get beaten, I think that is it? Now, Kotesa Ratama going across to Tinanana Satoro. They're 10 metres out now here for the Chiefs. Ratama again. Across to Jacobson. He's playing 6 for this match. Ratama goes to Norris. 10 metres from the line. And welcome back, buddy. How you doing? Says Roof, and good luck to the Blues. They are going out to the right-hand side. This is where they had their disallowed try. Tinanana Satoro, though. Good tackle made by AJ Lamb. I don't know what Papali'i's screaming about. He was trying to take a man out of the breakdown that he shouldn't have had to clean out because it wasn't relevant to the situation. And then he was kind of complaining to the ref when the guy held his leg while he was trying to take him out for no reason. You know? But now, going to the left-hand side and behind, nicely taken by Male. They'll go back. No, there is actually going to be the knock-on. Can you show me your hoodie? It's here. It's just here. I think you can see a majority of it. There's nothing else really on it. No Blues will win, says James. And also, hi, Doctor, who pleased to meet you. And also, we got there, Tosomara Chiefs. Chiefs will win, says Savanatha there. And no Blues will win, says James Papuni. And currently, the best of these two sides, I would say, in the early stages of this match has definitely been the Blues. They've had a lot more possession, a lot more territory, and also 2 tries to their name with Ricky Riccatelli, as well as Hoskins Tutu. So if this game ended the way that it sits now, the Blues would not finish first on the overall standings. Tenzin had said, what's up, welcome in. Keep them well. 20 metres out for the line, their own line that is. The Blues have got themselves the scrum with Finley Christie. And let's go the Blues. Here's Tenzin there, both front rows collapsing. Going to have another scrum reset. Now, I should mention the Chiefs are still playing with only the 14 men on the field. Another 4 minutes remaining. Do you think Geordie has a number 12 jumper sealed already? It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because there are a few decent options around for 12. And yes, Geordie Barrett has been doing extremely well, but at the same time, you know, it depends on what Razor's plan is. Because Quinn Tupai, I think, has also been in fantastic form, so he might even get himself a chance in that 12 jersey, depending on what the cover is for 15. If Ruben Love's injured, which I think the Hurricanes are going to try and injure him before the end of the season, the way that they keep on playing him while he's got a knee injury, you know, maybe even Geordie Barrett has to transition back to 15 like he did for the Hurricanes in the game today. So there's a few situations that could happen, but he seems like the safe option at the moment at 12. And I honestly think that on his outside, Billy Proctor wouldn't be a bad option whatsoever. Got another scrum reset. Good luck, Team Blues. Support from Whanganui. Peter Feta side, says Akanisi. And the Blues doing well. And Chiefs look wobbly. And Tosa Chiefs, show them what you are, says Adash there. And let's go the Blues, says Tui there as well. The last 5 times that these two sides have played, the outlier was actually a win for the Blues in 2023, I believe it was. They actually managed to win that game by about 20-something to 0. Other than that, though, these games are normally closely contested and only separated by a few points. And good, cheers. Got to run in 10 minutes. See you all soon. Love Amish's commentary, says Ruth. Now ball's going to be fed in for the Blues once again. Finley Christie has been told to use it. So we'll go away to the left-hand side. Harry Plummer with the cross kick. Finds the hands of Caleb Clark. Taken down by Liam Coons-Fabling. But gets back to his feet and makes an extra 10 or so metres. Now Christie to the short side. Oh, he slipped over. Lined up early by the Chiefs defence up to Blues. Let's go. How many points do the Blues need to be on top? They just need a bonus point win, which is 3 or more tries than their opposition. Now Peter Feta going for the cross kick again. This time he finds the hands of Mark Talia. Gets past one. Tries to get the offload to Renato, who wasn't able to bring it back in. And now option of either the line out or the scrum here for the Chiefs. And also up the Blues, let's go. And Geordie will be better at 15 for the high ball. There doesn't seem to be too many others, says Joe. And go the Chiefs for the Canes, says Darcy Sims as well. But yeah, you got to ask the question, who would the Blues rather play in the quarterfinals? Would they rather play the Rebels or would they rather play the Fijian Drua? And it's a tricky one because I feel like they will, of course, come in as heavy favourites no matter who they are playing out of those two sides. And 5 weeks will England ever send a decent team, or even send a decent team to New Zealand, says Inouye. Second quarter is when the Blues are normally their most dangerous, and the third quarter. So just after halftime is when they have scored a lot of points throughout their games as well. For the Chiefs, they are much better in the third quarter, I believe it is. And actually during this period of the game as well is when the Chiefs have got themselves quite a few tries, but on their own 22 at the moment. Jacobson in the ball up. Now Cortez Ratama will put up the box kick close to the touchline, well taken by Mark Talia. Cross to Clark. It's on the halfway line. Great tackle made on him again by Daniel Rona. Christie tried the one through the legs. Almost doesn't work out. A lot of pressure on Talia on the halfway line. England will only send their C team because their best players play in France. They are not allowed to be selected. Says Krampus. Andrew and Rebels will need a red card to have any success. Says Anoy. It's going to be put high. Waiting for that one was Forbes, but he doesn't get the hand to it. McKenzie regathers. Goes across to Atena Nana Saturo. Oh, it's taken off the ball on Natoa Koi. And that is going to be the penalty now in favour of the Chiefs. Who was it this time? Gave away the penalty. It was either Tui Palotu. Oh, looks like there's a few players returning. Mackenzie Magic, says Luke, although we're going to have to see some very soon. So far throughout this game, we've hardly seen Damien McKenzie other than having to make the tackles. Yellow card now over. Aidan Ross back on the field. Wallace Satiti made his way out there onto the park as well. Now, big 10 minutes for them. That was not very straight. Rough throw from Bradley Slater. Happening a lot throughout Super Rugby. The throw's just not quite going down the middle as intended. And that is the type of chance that you cannot really afford to have happen. Well, we will go like this, and like that. There we go. 30 minutes already gone in this game at Eden Park. Looks like a decent crowd straight behind the post. It looks like they haven't really got anyone, but on either side, looks like a decent attendance for this game. And Chiefs are handing this game to the Blues. Says Rodney, yeah, they need some fight back early on in the second half, and even late in this half, if they're able to get themselves a try or two, would get them a long way in the right direction. But currently, Finley Christie waiting for this ball to become available off the back of the scrum. They've gone for the little chipper behind. Stephen Petafetta ball sits up for him, but again, he has dropped. It was looking where he wanted to run before he had the ball in the hand. Was it Satiti, yellow card? It was not. It was Aidan Ross, but he had to go off because Ollie Norris went on for the scrums. But Ratama, the Slater now on the halfway line. So Tutu is the man who makes that tackle. Tell you what, Dalton complains in every breakdown I'm starting to learn. I didn't realise he was so whiny about each breakdown until now. Now, Ratama going back across to Damien McKenzie. It's going to be the tackle. Ball is ripped away, and that is going to be the knock-on now against the Chiefs. Is Jacobson playing open side? He is, yeah. So Wallace Satiti's at 8, and Jacobson is playing as the number 7. Oh, we will go like this. And like that as well. There we go. England will win the haka again. And yes, says Luke. And just like 2019. Says Grumpers and Blues need another try before half time. It would certainly help them out. 8 minutes left in this half. He has the point. Has the point or a point, I assume is what you're saying there. Now Christie. This ball in for the Blues. They've got so many attacking threats in their backline. The errors are killing this game. Come on, the Chiefs. Says Rodney. And Finau back, says Joe Webber. He certainly is. Don't give up, Blues, says Akanisi. So Tutu going to use this one off the back. Very flat pass to Harry Plummer now in behind Cole Forbes. Nice backline movement. Out wide to Mark Talia. Great tackle made by Mully Mully. Now across. Perofeta goes to Satutu. At the moment, it does seem like for the Blues, Could be on the verge of another try coming to Kiriuani. Dropping his head. Tackled by Satiti. Pops the pass up there. Now to Pirafeta. Talia around the side of the breakdown. Thought about the offload. And the penalty goes the way of the Chiefs. A point, Hammy. Says Spider Mick. Said it was a good counter ruck from the Chiefs there. Just looked a little bit scrappy for the Blues. And that may have also been because of Wallace Satiti. He did actually roll through the wrong way in that breakdown, causing a bit of a tripping situation. That one's gone into touch again. They just need something here, the Chiefs. This game's flying by, but it's flying by for all the wrong reasons. It's because we're through a repetition cycle at the moment, how it's mistake from the Chiefs leads to a set piece of some sort, and then we wait for the Blues to do their attack, which they do. They either score or they get close to scoring, and then the Chiefs eventually get it back, and it's just a rinse and repeat. We need to see them break the chain here. They've got the penalty advantage for Ofa Tuangafasi not rolling out of that breakdown. Got their call from Luke. Now, running forward, drop ball from Jacobson. So they'll go back for another penalty in favour of the Chiefs. Do they slow this down here and take the 3 points on? Now, for the Chiefs, they don't actually gain anything from winning or losing this game other than momentum. So this looks like they've got the mentality of kicking for the corner and taking a few risks. And plus, it will be quite hard to keep up with this Blues side if they are just taking the 3-pointers. So they have 45% possession, 36% territory throughout this game for the Chiefs. So not exactly bringing those big numbers at this point in time. Bradley Slater now ready to throw this one in. Very nicely taken by Sama Penifi now. Working him towards the touchline here are the Blues. This rolling maul, making quite a few meters here for Bradley Slater. They're being told to use it. They do have to get it out of there. Now Cortez Aratima with the short ball. Going to Mark Talia. So TT, another advantage. Going the way of the Chiefs. McKenzie tries to chip and chase. Almost clotheslined there by Oscar Satutu. And it's going to be a yellow card. Satutu doesn't even know it. And he's now off the field for 10 minutes. Ill discipline from what looks like a very tired Hoskins Satutu. Pretty much he just tried to stop McKenzie from running through, so just stuck the arm out to go back for that penalty advantage. Little did he know he was going to get sent off for the foul play. A nice Blues following the script says unknown. And come on, sideline ref says doctor there. The Blues lost to the status because the ref, I don't want it to happen again. Says Spider Mick. Okay, Cortez Rasma just asking whether or not he can have a little bit more time to think about using it. Yeah, just grabs him. What do you have got there? Probably not, but just seemed like a really silly thing to do from Satutu. We have got there, do we have a nearly match next? A nearly match. What do you mean by a nearly match, Connor? Now, looks like they've gone backwards. They've been told to use it. Ben O'Keefe giving them plenty of time to be able to get that one down, but they have now taken it down 10 metres out from the line here. The Chiefs, Wallace Satiti gets within 5. Ratima with a short ball to Natua Akoi. Tell you what, Rona was flying in, ready for that pop pass, but he never quite received it. Jimmy Tupou stopped again here. No tries for the Chiefs throughout this first half as of yet. Now across again. Only a couple metres out from the line here. The Chiefs, they have to score before the end of the first half. Do we have a next match? Not in Super Rugby. No, we are going over to the sevens for the next game that we are covering. That ball's popped out the back door. Natua Koi, though, has lost it backwards. So it is going to be play on At this point, Damien McKenzie in behind to Malia. One more pass to Liam Coons failing. He can't stretch out. Blues defending well. Mali joining the breakdown. A lot of wingers would have got tempted to go themselves there. They didn't get there, and this time they did. That's going to be the Chiefs. Well, Rover, I'm looking through. I think it's actually going to be Aiden Ross, is it? Yes, it is. Who has popped up with the try. And the Chiefs are now back into this contest. I think he was crawling for that one. Says Rodney. Yeah, we might have to see the replay of that for Aiden Ross's try. Makes the score 12 points to 5. That is his first of the season there for Aiden Ross. Right, he was down. Yeah, I think it's all right. We'll see it again here. So he goes down there. And then just on the line. So you allow one movement. I believe that was all within the one. And True says, Spider-Meek. Oh. Are they looking at anything? Landed on the line, says Mr. Allin. He certainly did. Now McKenzie trying to close that gap between him and Richie Moonga. Still only 20 points difference between them. And good luck, Auckland Blues, says Tioa. And yep, look good, says Rodney. And there as well. But yeah, Hoskins a 2-2. After we've been praising him so much earlier on, saying about how he's worked his way into that All Black squad. Like little things like that will make Razor just a little bit hesitant. I would be thinking, but that kick from McKenzie has just snuck over. And that is going to make the score now 12 points to 7. Still in favour of the home side, the Blues, but it's a little bit closer now between the two sides. And just before halftime as well, the perfect time to score for the Chiefs. The only thing that would make it more perfect for them was if they were able to score one more before the halftime break. We still have 50 seconds remaining. Now, kicking this one off for the Blues. And well taken by Rameka Poihipi. Moves up to 22 metres out. If you're the Chiefs in this scenario, you probably just go with a few phases with the big boys. And then after that, close to the turnover there for Sam Derry. Back into the pocket to McKenzie. He will kick it downfield, so they didn't want to risk it. Crusaders fan here says like to. And there's, welcome in. Hope you are doing all right in the circumstances that the Crusaders find themselves in. And a ruck coming from the Chiefs. Still there for the Blues. Christie will put it into touch. That wasn't in the script, Blues. What are you doing? Says unknown. But yeah, halftime in this contest. 12 points to 7. Pretty close like it normally is when these two sides do go head to head. I'm actually going to have a quick look and see what the score was at halftime in the last time that these two sides went head to head. And my dad met South Africa rugby coach in Cape Town. Asked my dad to go in front of him. Says Carmen. The second half's going to be hard to predict because the Chiefs, theoretically, have momentum, even though they are down at the moment. But I wouldn't completely rule them out. I'm just looking through the last time that these two sides played each other. It was a home game, I believe, for the Chiefs. It's actually relatively early on in the season as well. Going to find it here. Round 3, no. Where did they... Have they played yet? Chiefs and the Blues? I'm sure that they played earlier on in the season, but I could be wrong there. Maybe they haven't actually played each other as of yet for this season. They played in pre-season, and the Blues were able to win that one. I'm going to be looking through now. Blues have played the Crusaders twice. They played the Hurricanes twice. But I don't think... Have they not played? Who's the third team that the Blues double up with in that case? Because I know they have doubles with the Crusaders. They have doubles with the Hurricanes. Do they have double up against the Highlanders as well? Was that their other team that they got the double up of? Or maybe Moana Pacifica. Not too sure because they have those rivalry games. Do take place. Looks all right, says Luke. And all right, and close as says a doctor in the chat as well. And I feel like it is going to remain close throughout the rest of this contest as well. Both of these sides needing to take their opportunities when they are there. The Landers, I think, says Pads Ablaze. Oh, the Brumbies are their other double-up team. And the Brumbies, says Wonga. But yeah, we'll get some stats for that first half. I will say straight away, though, I don't think the Blues will be, like, they'll be happy with how it went. But at the same time, like, they are only up by 5. And I feel like they wanted to win this game with a comfortable bonus point just to really seal the deal of them being in first. I missed the story, Amish. Is it possible to say it quickly? It can be said very quickly because it's a very short story. It's just that Rieko Ioane for the Blues has not scored in over a year. But he's not playing in this game. He was supposed to be at 13. They made late changes, which included him no longer being in that back line and Taufa Funaki also missing out. I'm on the highway right now trying to reach home ASAP, says Ivan. And also no typing on the highway. I agree. That's a bit dangerous, isn't it? And HU scored for the Blues. We've seen the 2 tries, one for Hoskins Atutu and one for Ricky Riccatelli, who did manage to score the first try. If the Chiefs score first, what the hell out? Says a drink on the moon. And yeah, like they'll be right back into the game if they were able to get themselves their first try. And to be honest, they didn't look too bad at the end of that half. That was a big difference compared to what we saw at the start of the half. Because the first about 20 minutes or so, they were just not in the game. Any idea what has happened to Anton Leonard-Brown? Wallace Atiti playing number 8 over Jacobson, says Joe Webby. So Anton Leonard-Brown is being rested because they want to have him fresh for the quarterfinals. Wallace Atiti playing at 8 is because he is really only an 8, whereas Jacobson can go around the loose forward trio, although I do actually prefer Luke Jacobson at 8. But I guess that might be due to Boshier maybe not being there, either resting him or an injury in that case. In terms of the stats, clean breaks, we see more for the Blues in this game, 2-1. Defenders beaten is 6-7 in favour of the Chiefs. No, they are out. Or no one, they are out. Who are the Crusaders? I like to play in the quarters. Yeah, they have missed out. I was very confused by your one, Novman, but then I realised I read them in the wrong order, didn't I? So it made a lot more sense when I read them in the right one. Boshier is in the reserves. Doesn't make sense. Says Joe Webby. I think it is down to Wallace Satiti, the fact that they want to have him in the side somewhere. Oh, they're going to do Catch the Colonel to win a $500 KFC voucher. Catch the Colonel. Let's see how this lady goes. Oh, no chance. She is going to be absolutely demolished by the Colonel. She's been set up royally there. They've got it set to Usain Bolt speed. Okay, they said they won't send her home empty-handed, so they must give you some KFC. She's miles behind. Yeah, but that thing went quick. I don't know, that was much quicker than some of the other ones that we have seen. Morning, Hamish, how many games have you done so far today? We have done 2. So we did the Fijian draw versus Rebels, and we also did the game taking place between the Hurricanes and the Highlanders. After this one, we got the Sevens at 10:40. Then we've got another game straight after that of the Sevens at 11:05. Then we are jumping pretty much straight into the URC at 11:35 p.m. New Zealand time. After that, we've got one quick game in between 2 games of the URC, which we are then covering the second game of the URC after that Sevens. And then all throughout tomorrow night, when we should be catching up on sleep, we are going to be doing the live streams for the Sevens playoff games. So it's a busy weekend, I think is a safe way of saying it. Talia couldn't have caught the Colonel, says Rodney. Relief status rely on Rebels to win to get through. Sadly, the draw won, says Spider Mech. Like I said there, just the Chiefs' discipline. Something that's been letting them down. Yeah, Hoskins, a 2-2 scoring a nice try earlier on. And then it was actually Aiden Ross by the Crusader. The Colonel is on Roy's. Yeah, it was going pretty quick, wasn't it? Catch the Colonel at the game. We have got there. Is there any free streaming sites that are showing the game? Sadly, not unless they're like illegal streaming sites, in which case you're probably going to catch a virus while trying to watch it. But yeah, the highlights will be up on the Super Rugby YouTube channel after the game is over. So I'd recommend checking out those. But in terms of the full length games, unless it's like a Sky Sport free trial or something like that, it is very hard to find these games. At the moment, talking with Aaron Cruden. He has been there, done that with this Chiefs side. Currently 1 line-out loss per team, so pretty even in that regard. We've seen Ricky Tally. It's a 2-2. Well, the tries go to Rugby Itch. Says a Spider Mick, and you're a busy man tonight, says Tony. We certainly are, yes. And just to add to it, what we didn't list there as well is about 5 or 6 hours after that last stream that we are doing tonight, which is going to end at about 4:30 a.m. New Zealand time. About maybe 5-6 hours after that, I do have to already be up and ready to go for a family lunch. So we're gonna be pretty sleep deprived by the end of the weekend. But early next week, we are actually hoping to bring out a video for our South African squad selection, who we think they might go with, the players eligible in the selection process. And also alongside that, we are going to be doing an All Blacks one in the near future as well. So be sure to keep an eye out for those videos. The win predicted at the moment is the Blues. It's 80%. Now, I would slightly disagree there. Chiefs are $4.80 underdogs. Like, don't get me wrong, they didn't have a great first half, but they're only down by 5. Are you staying up all through, Amy? Says Spider-Man, we are staying up until after that 4:30 a.m. game. Then I'll probably try and get like 2 or 3 hours sleep by the time I finish scheduling all the live streams for tomorrow. So yeah, it's gonna be a hectic one. And family for lunch, says Krampus. Second half not too far away from getting underway. What was the draw score? In the end, the draw managed to win it with a bonus point, 40 points to 19. So they actually get themselves moving up to 7th now. Now, this is how the table sat at the start of today. And what has changed is the draw are now on 26 points. They are in 7th. The Rebels are in 8th. Crusaders down to 9th. And also the other change is the Highlanders, who were in 2nd, are now in 1st, which means the Blues have to win this game with a bonus point if they do want to confirm top spot in the overall standings. But the benches for these two sides, Kurt Eklund, Josh Fusitua and Angus Ta'aval as the front row replacements for the Blues. Cameron Suafu and Adrian Choate also there for this Blues side. Then Finley Christie, Corey Evans, and also Corey Forbes there. Cole Forbes actually starting this game, so they've got a different man now at number 23 for the Chiefs. It is Simasoni Tolkiaho, Ollie Norris, and Ahio. Simon Parker, Kalen Boshier, Xavier Rowe, Quinn Tupai, and Mali Mali has started this match out on the left wing. That is due to no Etino Nanasatoro, no Stevenson and no Narawa. They made a bit of a readjustment in the back three, including Liam Coombs-Fabling coming in as the right wing replacement. Well, you need P. Hammy to stay awake. And $4, I'll jump on that. Says a drink on the moon. And what was the draw? Oh no, I read that one, didn't I? Well, Chiefs have the better bench. Says a Rodney there. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how it goes in the second half. Because, in my opinion anyway, the Blues, don't get me wrong, they should be ahead by more, I think. Like, they had a good first half. They had some really good moments. But to only be sitting with that 5-point lead, I think will actually really frustrate the Blues. But they can't let that get to them. They have to make sure that they go out in the second half. It's actually quite common in Super Rugby now that the first 2 minutes of the second half, we normally see a try. We saw it in the Fijian draw game. They scored within about 30 seconds. And every once in a while, you do also see a few of the other sides getting themselves that quick fire try. So I would not blink throughout the first 2 minutes of the second half. Well, you probably should, because blinking, I don't know whether or not I could keep my eyes open. I think I could not blink for 2 minutes. Maybe not 2 minutes, maybe like a minute, but I think I could keep my eyes open for long enough. Yeah, I think I could. But that's irrelevant in this scenario because we probably should not do that. Yes, the Army Blues can, if the ref leave them alone, says Spot and Mick. I mean, if we're talking about the refereeing in this game, you're saying that the Blues are being hard done by, but the penalty count at the moment is in the Blues' favour. The Chiefs giving away about 5 penalties in the first 15 minutes of the game. So that has really hurt them throughout this contest so far. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens at the start of this second half. All right, we go like this. And like I mentioned, the odds at the moment of the Chiefs is pretty much a $5 underdog heading into this contest. So the Crusaders have finally been put out of their misery, says Fleshin. They have indeed. The win for the drawer was also a win for a lot of other sides in Super Rugby, as they now don't have to deal with the Crusaders and playoff rugby. Well, it's up with the players pulling out. The last minute seems like a lot for such a big game. Yeah, it's real confusing because certain sides are losing like 3 or 4 players in one go. So I wonder whether or not that is sickness or something, maybe something going around the squad that then takes a few of the players out. 4-6 penalty count against the Chiefs, says Rodney. And there as well. Awesome got them at $4.80. Well, hopefully you didn't put too much on them, drink on the moon, because if the Blues score first in the second half, they will plummet up to about $9. And also, the Kiwi players are quitting rugby because they don't want to face England. It's on Channel 4, but ads on. Can't beat Amish, though. Says Moa Hunters. And there as well. But I have currently also got ads through Sky, which is slightly unfortunate, I thought. They're just trying to show us some windows by the looks of it. Of course, not windows for myself, I don't think. I don't think I need any windows at this point. I like to think I don't anyway. But you never know. They're showing so much food. I didn't end up having time to actually have anything really of substance in between the two streams. The last time we had something was at about maybe 12, and that was just to up and go. But second half, very close. 1 try for the Chiefs throughout the second half, and that was the try of Aidan Ross. Right. Battle with the breakdown is the comment from the Blues assistant coach. Right, interesting. So the Blues pretty much have said it's the Chiefs' fault that they aren't doing well because in the breakdown, the Chiefs are slowing it down. So the Blues have got the goal now of trying to stop that from happening. I think that one of the things that's slowing it down is their halfback, Finlay Christie, to be quite honest, but that's okay. See how he goes throughout the second half as well. Go, the Chiefs says JSP. Looks like no changes in the Blues starting lineup. That will be kicking this one off, the Blues, from right to left, right. 2 minutes. Are we going to see a try scored within that time? Nicely taken by Caleb Clark. And the Blues now in possession, only 20 metres out from the Chiefs line. Christie across to Tui Palotu. They've certainly set themselves in a great position of being able to score within the first couple of minutes here, the Blues. Christie back across there to Marcel Renata. Picked up nicely. Papali'i, one of his first carries in this match. Looks like Tuanga Fussy might be staying down with some sort of injury. At the moment, looks like it might be actually his fingers. $20 for an interest. Sears drink on the moon. Advantage for the Blues here. I wonder if they'd take the 3 points. Yeah, Tuanga Fussy still does not look flash. It looks like his shoulder might actually be what is injured here. The way he's trying to shake it out. And come on, the Blues, hold on to the ball. Right. Is this going to be the 3 points? All-time appearances. He is second on the list at the moment for the Blues, only behind Kevin Mialamu at 164. Well, is Christie starting over Funaki? He is. He wasn't supposed to be, but that late change did end up being made. I'm not sure why. but I assume there was some sort of reasoning behind it. Kiriwani actually on that list as well, 115. Slowly continuing to build. They have kicked that one towards the touchline. Right, they've got 12 seconds to try and score so that they have scored within the first 2 minutes of the half. Like I said, might happen. But I don't think they're going to get enough time because Ricky Riccatelli is still running over to this rolling maul. There we go, just on the 42nd minute. Ball's been thrown in, nicely taken by Patrick Tui Palotu. They've been told to use it once. Doesn't look like they are making a huge amount of meters here. Now Ricky Riccatelli trying to break his way over. Now to the right-hand side, Finley Christie goes to a Kiriwani. Harry Plummer wrestling Mark Talia back to his feet. They're only a couple meters out. Who wants it? Looks like Tui Palotu. He's stretched out, but he is again just a meter short. Talia will go over. And they've got the try, the Blues, in 42 minutes and 40 seconds. That's a bad decision. Christie has done. Funaki is 100 times better, says Joe Webby. And 3-point Blues win by 1. They want to check this one again just to make sure that the try is a legal one. Sounds like they are going to be all right with it, though. Okay, that's not showing us too much from that angle. What are we looking at? Oh, did he drop it? That looked close to a drop, but I think that might have just been because it was going so quickly. Right, they've said that he can't see anything clear and obvious. The try will stand. Okay, Ben O'Keefe saying... Okay, that's not the most decisive TMO I've ever heard. He said, I think he had his hand on it most of the time. So, close enough, by the sounds of it. Harry Plummer is my old primary school principal's grandson. Says JSP. Now, Hoskins Tutu still off the field for another 80 or so seconds. They scored it nice and early, like I mentioned. It doesn't so much matter how much the Blues win this game by. If they win it, it's by how many tries they win this game by. Currently, they have got the 2-try advantage. One more would give them the bonus point for now. Plummer has got their one over. And that is going to make the score now 19 points to 17. For the Blues, he has now moved up to 9 on the overall standings for Mark Talia alongside Amoni Narawa, Tim Ryan and Tom Wright. All sitting there. Yeah, that one's not really going to show us from that angle whether or not he did drop that ball. Benefit of the doubt, says Spider-Meek. Would it be safe to say, though, Spider-Meek, if it was the other way around, you'd be saying no try, and if the referee didn't do the benefit of the doubt, or if he did the benefit of the doubt in that scenario, you'd say it was the wrong decision? Is that the gist of it? Now Damien McKenzie moving up to the halfway line. By Ofa Tuangafasi. It's great to see that he is going to be able to continue, as I do believe he will be one of the keys for the ABs in that front row. The ball is still available now for the Chiefs. Mark Talia close to being offside, but gets back on. Samapeni Fina, one of his first carries for the Chiefs throughout this match. Dyer, I think he's in the same boat. First carry for that man. Across McKenzie to Wallace Satiti. I think the commentator just called him Satutu, which is not quite the right one there. Damien McKenzie. He's got the man with him on the outside, and Jimmy Tupou. In fact, it's Samapeni Fina who keeps the ball just in the field of play. Now, to the right-hand side to Jimmy Tupou this time. Drops it down. Cortez Ratama picks it up nicely. Finds the offload to Etino Nana Satoro. He had the man with him. He got greedy. And that is now going to be a knock-on from Etino Nana Satoro. Wallace Satiti was there. Nana Satoro wanted to be the hero. And unfortunately for him, it's cost the Chiefs another try. I said Cortez Ratma, all good. Early days. Says drink on the moon. Never looked until it was too late there. Etino Nana Satoro. I think Wallace Satiti would have been through and would have scored there. The pace that he was shown. Satutu now back out onto the field. It looked like Anton Segner in the background. Yes, it is with the water. Running it on. No changes made as of yet for the Blues, but it now looks like Marcel Renata is actually going to get some more strapping on that ankle. So Caleb Tangitau has actually made his way onto the field. Or sorry, he hasn't made his way onto the field, but he's made his way onto the bench. And bloody Mariah Carey wannabe says doctor there. And also we have got there, oh lol, says a JSP. Said about the incredible attacking potential is the way that it's just been said about this Chiefs team. The Blues need to win the bonus point by scoring 3 more tries than the Chiefs, is how they can finish in that first position on the standing. Still 34 minutes to be able to do so. Just to clarify, if they were to get 3 more tries than the Chiefs, they would be playing the Rebels in the quarterfinal. If they do not, then they will be playing up against the Fijian Drua. But there is also the case of argument, which is if the Blues do not win this game and they don't get a bonus point, then the Brumbies actually have the potential of overtaking them, and then the Brumbies would play the Fijian Drua, and then the Blues would play the Highlanders at Eden Park for the quarterfinals. Well, I made it. French Boss isn't here yet. Come on, people, please hit that like button. There's Ruth. But the way that it sits currently, I believe that there would be no derbies happening. Now, I could be wrong there, but if the table sits with the Blues or the Hurricanes sitting in second, yeah, every game would be nation versus nation or a different country versus a different country, which is intriguing. Would have thought we would have had at least one double up. The only way for that to happen, though, is if the Blues lost this game and then the Brumbies were to win their game. A good solid scrum from these two sides. That was Wheeling. So they are going to have the reset. Right, sounds like Angus Ta'aval now making his way onto the field. That is for Marcel Renata, not wanting to risk that ankle anymore than they have to, which is a very good decision, because at the end of the day, you do not want to lose one of your key scrummages at this stage of the comp. Ta'aval, he's been in some sensational form off the bench. Kiriwani whispering in his ear, telling him all about what is happening out there on the field. I think that Akiriwani must have said something to Tui Pelotu, and Tui Pelotu was just ignoring him. So the Kiriwani was sitting there going, Tui. And then in the end, Tui Pelotu nodded. I don't know whether or not it was to get a free kick, because if it was, it's worked. But the Blues now, do they go to the scrum again? It's been a hard day for Aidan Ross. Yet he is the only man for the Chiefs who's actually been able to score himself a try in this contest. Hey, I'm back the Terminator, like Hamish, says Ruth there. Currently possession 53% in favour of the Blues compared to the 60% that we see in favour of the Blues for territory. Tackle completion for the Chiefs is 91%. That is probably why they aren't down by more points. Blues tackling at an 83%. 5 handling errors per team, with 7 penalties going against the Chiefs in this game. Now big push at scrum time. Advantage goes the way of the Blues again. And now AJ Lamb with space to work with. Goes to Clark on the inside. And he's broken through one tackle. Look for the pass. I don't know who he was going to be passing to there. He tried to fire it out wide. I don't think there was actually anyone there. Loose ball picked up by Perafeta. Thought about crawling forward, but they're a metre from the line, and there was a knock on from the Blues. Off them first, then by Blue. And it's going to be the scrum feed now for the Blues here, 5 metres out from the line. This is going to be another perfect opportunity for Satutu to add some more points. But yeah, I don't know who Caleb Clark was trying to find with his wide cutout pass. Looking here, was Forbes there? No, Forbes was no longer there. There was no one that would have got that ball from Caleb Clark, and it's probably a lucky interception that Coobs Fabley actually got it, because or else then it would have looked like a really bad pass from Clark. Just a little knock on from Mali. Now they are 5 metres out from the line, another chance. Liam should have kicked that one. Says Rodney. Yeah, he did put the Chiefs under pressure by slinging it back across the field. And come on, Chiefs, smash. Says Doctor. And just as well, not the Blues. Big Man's homies, only South Canterbury Ruggers, Union, Emerald, Chrome Blacks. Says Lawless. That is going to be another penalty going the way of the Blues. Should mention South Canterbury no longer having a Ranfurly Shield this year. Or at least the Ranfurly Shield Challenge, due to not being able to afford to play the game. Which is a bit of a shame. All right, they're going for this scrum again. Chiefs have to make changes here. Right, Ollie Norris and also Samasuni Tolkiaho will make his way on. That means that they leave Dyer on. They are taking Ross off. He's not happy about it. What the hell, Jess? I've given away the same penalty. Yeah, at the moment, scrum time has definitely gone the way of the Blues in terms of who has had the more dominance out of the two sides. And, I mean, of course, it's going to be frustrating in this one for the Chiefs, but they are still in this contest. The big difference will be if the Chiefs can score, if the Blues can score now. That would change the game. Ross watching on from behind the in-goal area at the moment. Blues, let's go, boys, says Ruth. How's your amazing and fabulous? Love your commentary, says Ruth. Thank you very much, Ruth. Once again, always appreciated. It's shocking for South Rugby Rugby. New Zealand Rugby should help out. I agree. I feel like the Ranfurly Shield's supposed to be about like having any side be able to play club rugby up against the top ones in terms of the whole country. But yeah, unfortunately, no funding was offered there. NZ are already having their own problems, I think, at the moment. That is another penalty now. That's a lot of penalties in a row here. I don't think they'll be too far away from having... Oh, Luke Jacobson. It wouldn't be a Jacobson performance if he didn't have a cut somewhere on his face. Looks like it's actually the inside of the ear at the moment for him. And that one, Luke Jacobson. Come on, Blue, smash him, bro. Says Spider Mick. Now 52 and a half minutes gone, so only around 27 to go. The Blues are still one try away from getting themselves their bonus point, ladies and gentlemen, just for now. The thing is, with this setup in terms of the bonus points, you can lose a bonus point after you have it. So at the end of the game, they will have to be within the within the 3 tries for the Chiefs to cancel out that bonus point. True that grassroots rugby is the life and blood of our game. Says Joe Webby, even if it ended up like being a one-sided game, like people still would have wanted to be able to watch it, if that makes sense. Like, it is a bit of a shame. All right, they're talking about a few of the other changes that can be made later on. I'm looking forward to seeing Caleb Tangitau in action once again. Of course, comes from the 7 side of things. We're New Zealand. They do have to try and bounce back after their first loss, which they did lose their game up against the Flying Fijians. Their next game is going to be taking place later on tonight at 10:40 New Zealand time. That is between New Zealand and South Africa. Another advantage. So Tutu finishes it. He moves up to 11 tries now. Tell you what, it's just a bit too easy. Yes, credit to Satutu, but when your forward pack are pushing over the way that they are, I think you could stick pretty much any number 8 there and he would still get the tries the way that this man has been able to. He only had to go through Cortez Ratama, which didn't make it look too difficult, being only a couple metres out from the line. And then picked it up, puts the ball down, and it gets the try. All right, says Luke. So the way that it currently sits, the Blues have now got themselves a temporary bonus point. Just for now. So as it sits currently, they are at the top of the overall table. Right, sounds like Xavier Rowe is going to be making his way onto the field here. Bye-bye, Chiefs, says Tui. Still 25 minutes left. Plummer has got another one over, making the score 26 points to 7. We might see 2 New Zealand derbies that are more one-sided than we are used to seeing. Oh, most tries in a season. Hoskins Atutu is close to the Talia tied record with Howlett with 12 in a season. He's getting very close now. Australia Rugby better make a strong comeback. Iron sharpens iron. We need good competition, says Unknown. Nicely taken by Cole Forbes. I think Mali went for the massive tackle there. Homie, do the Northern Euro Rugby champs to lose matter like reigning #1 strongest rugger? Do they matter? I mean, they will certainly feel like they matter. They're the European Champions Cup champions. And they also have a chance to get in the top 14 alongside it. Like, of course, they will possibly never get to play very much anyway up against the New Zealand or Australian sides until maybe that Club World Cup. We just need to get rid of those Brumbies, says Joke the Woke. It's going to be kicked downfield from Stephen Pirafetta. The halfway line, here comes McKenzie, who's been almost non-existent in this game the way that it currently sits. Oh, AJ Lamb may have just injured himself from making the tackle on Damian McKenzie. For the Chiefs, they want to try and cancel out this bonus point with the way that it is currently sitting. That is a knock-on from Rowe. I thought the Chiefs were a bit disappointing in their last 2 games. They may have peaked on form and hitting down, says Joe Webby. And Go the Blues, says Akanesi. They are just showing the live table, which, of course, does have the Blues as #1. Well, we'll go like that. There we go. So, the way that the math sits, ladies and gentlemen, there is no chance of the Brumbies catching. But if the Blues, well, the Blues aren't going to lose this game, I wouldn't think. Not from here, surely. Like, I know that it's happened before and we've seen upsets, but at this stage, I just don't think the Chiefs have looked at all like a side that are capable of pulling off the upset. Okay, game Chiefs, the ref was a cheat. That is why you're losing. I don't know about that. They've made quite a few crucial errors in this game. Kiwi Blues are strong, but are the most boring of the Kiwi teams as their forward pack is too strong. That is another penalty going the way of the Blues. The continuation of it, and this is seeming like a last warning now here for the Chiefs. I think the Blues will go straight back to a scrum here again. The Warriors would lose a game from here, says Choke the Woke. Hey, Luke Jacobson probably making a decent point there because he's pretty much said that what the Chiefs are getting penalised for is, or at least the free kicks for, in fact this time it was a penalty, is pretty much that they are taking up the space in the middle of the scrum. I'm trying to make this look like the front rows. So they're there. Jacobson's saying if we lean back, they're coming into that space and then we're on the back foot anyway. So they're getting done for being at that middle space alongside where the Blues are. That's where every time a team loses, that's because the cheating ref, says Unknown. Are the new rugby rules being played in ref? They are not, no. I believe they come in later on this year. G's accuracy is poor. The pack is getting dominated by every pack in the comp. That is now going to be the penalty to the Chiefs. I think it was Xavier Rowe. Oh no, Tolkiaho was the man who got that one. They will be able to kick it for touch again here for the Chiefs. Now kicking downfield, Damian McKenzie. We have got there the red penalty card in there from Valin. Quite a few different cards in there by the looks of it. Yeah, Taukei'aho, one of the subs that the Chiefs have already made in this game, looking to try and bring a bit of an impact, but well claimed by Jimmy Tupou on the halfway line. Now Rameka Poihipi, tackled by Papali'i. Back to the right-hand side again for Natoa Akoi. What's the Super Rugby ladder? The way that it currently sits, if the Blues can remain as a bonus point in this game, they will be first with the Hurricanes in second. Now in third at the moment is the Brumbies, fourth being the Chiefs. They cannot move though. Who do the winners of the Reds versus Chiefs face in the semi? It depends on rankings. So pretty much if all of the, oh, that's a dirty shot on Finley Christie. He's got a knock to the side of the head. The penalty goes the way of the Chiefs. Well, I think they'll probably have to have a look at that one to see whether or not there was something dirty on Finley Christie there. Yeah, I think this one's going to be probably overruled. More than likely. They're going to check for foul play on Finley Christie. He certainly took contact to his head. Just whether or not it was anything serious enough to be ruled as a decision. Oh, it's Jacobson. Oh. So he was making a clean-out attempt on Ricky Riccatelli. He has bounced up and then connected with Finley Christie. Now, that's the thing. He's counter-rucked legally, like they've said. But then he's bounced into the head of Finley Christie. It's just going to be a penalty here. It looks bad from that angle because you don't see the counter-ruck coming from Jacobson on Ricky Riccatelli. Right. Penalty only. Okay. So everyone agrees that it is just a penalty. Finley Christie, I assume, would be taken from the field for an HIA there because it was a heavy contact. Tui Pelotu's kind of looking at it like, ugh. So it's a tricky one. And bound to be a few head clashes, counter-rucking, no biggie. Says unknown. But that one is now going into touch. Looks like Finley Christie will be taken off the field. He was actually going to continue in this game, which the way that he flailed his arms up, you would have assumed that he would be sure to go off the field. Sam Knock originally wasn't going to be in the 23. Anything high red card if dangerous, says Spider Mech. Whereas if it was a Blues player, once again, you would have said it was very harsh, Spider Mech. I'm watching the game right now, says Valen. Seen head-to-head tackles that look legal. Then being a red, says Mr. Orlin. Tuanga Fussy, the other player who has been taken from the field. Now Tui Pelotu claiming that line out. Here comes Ricky Riccatelli, tackled a bit high from Tyrone Thompson. In fact, no, sorry, it would have been Taukei'aho for this one. Now Fusitua. 25 metres out from the line here for the Blues. Sam Knock goes across to Derry. Thanks, Blues. I know Brumses. Says Bhavani. One more try here for the Blues would almost secure them the bonus point win. They're playing the advantage as well here. Harry Plummer, they do have to release him from Daniel Rona. When will the quarterfinals fixtures be released? Pretty much straight after these games have taken place. So I'm pretty sure that once this game's over, they'll be able to work out who's got home games because, of course, when you've got home games taking place in New Zealand compared to home games in Australia, the time zones are different. So more than likely we'll see a Friday night game between one of the quarterfinalists, cross kick from Perifeta, and Talia almost got pushed into touch, and that'll be the knock on from Forbes. Oh, a big shot on him by Summit Penny Finau. But yeah, the more than likely fixtures will be that someone in New Zealand will play on Friday night, with the following game being the Brumbies taking them on like 9:35. That is the possibility, unless they want the Brumbies playing late on the Saturday. But I believe there'll be a 4:35 p.m. kickoff in New Zealand on Saturday and a 4:05 p.m. kickoff, just so that they can get all those New Zealand games in at a decent hour. Keep the bonus, boys. One more try. Sears and Mr. All-in. Kicking for the corner again here for the Blues. Deep breaths being taken there for Sam Derry. Now, line out throw for Ricky Riccatelli, while taken by Tui Palotu, Blues 73%. Possession in the last 10 minutes, yeah, it's pretty one-sided for this game, and to be honest, it just seems like it's a matter of time until we do see another try, and this might be it. Ricky Riccatelli dragged down just short of the try line there. Derry sells the dummy. He will be wrestled down just short of the try line. Come on, the Blues, get the bonus. Says Akanesi. Oh, he's thrown the ball at the line. Or has he got it? No, they've said he scored. Akira Ioane. How long plus minus will you be busy until you're done with your schedule? Says Manus. Well, the last stream at this stage that we've got scheduled is that URC matchup between the Bulls and the Sharks. So about 4 a.m. New Zealand time. So in 8 hours time, or a little bit less, 7.5 hours time, I believe is when the last one that we are covering is going to be. This is another Blues versus Brumbies game. Yeah, that looks good for Akira Ioane. Clear grounding from that angle. Also, the Chiefs have been a bit disappointing. Okay, they've checked everything in the TMO and they have said that it's an all-clear try. But now the Blues, they are leading this game by a nice, comfortable margin. 31-7. I believe the Blues up against the Rebels. Yep, it does look that way at the moment. So that would mean that the Hurricanes, they will be playing the Fijian draw. So that is going to be an absolutely awesome one. Tangarua is in the chat. He said, hey, mate, good guy. Oh, sorry, guy, good to see you. Again, doing your ting. Keep going, my man. Says Tangarua, and it is greatly appreciated you being here for the stream. She's very mully right now. And also we have got there the Blues for the win, says Lucas. Yeah, if they don't win the game from here, there's something terribly wrong with their final 15 minutes because, like, from start to finish in this game, they have just looked like the better side. Now lining up this one. Oh, Plumbers shank that one away to the left-hand side, so they will keep the score at 31 points to 7. The Chiefs would now need 2 tries in the last 15 minutes to cancel out the bonus point and make it so that the Hurricanes are the side that go through as the top seed, which also, I should mention, brings a lot of weight to the later games. If the Blues are able to win their quarters and their semis, they will have a home final. Oh, Perifeta slips and slides, and it looks like now the Chiefs have managed to almost regather that ball, though the Blues have got it now. The Storm's line up against the Lions is Tasmanis. Oh, we've still got plenty of time for you to be able to Google it. Manus, that one's going to be kicked into touch. And now about 25 metres out from the line, the Chiefs have got themselves a line out. They haven't spent a lot of time inside of the Blues 22, or at least inside of the Blues area. Rico Ioane, 49 tries. He's been waiting over a year to get his 50th. Oh, and the Chiefs season over. Or is the Chiefs season over, or do we have one more shot? This is the regular season. They have a quarterfinal next week up against the Reds at FMG Stadium. So that should be an entertaining one. Now Rowe goes across to Satiti. Chiefs still alive, bro, says revelation. Another penalty going the way of the Chiefs. Samasoni Tauhiaho. Penalty advantage at the moment, so they can throw everything into this attack. Still plenty of time left to be able to work as well. Putting a few phases together wouldn't be a bad idea for this Chiefs side. Haven't been able to do that too often throughout the rest of the game. Good tackle made on Daniel Rona. Slightly offside there for Cameron Suafua. And not destroyed, demolished, more like it. says Spider Mech. Well, I think you were the one who said, Spider Mech, that it doesn't matter how many wins you have up till those playoff games, you have to win the playoffs if you want to prove something. Will you be going live for the next match by any chance? Not for the Brumbies Force, but we are going to be live for New Zealand versus South Africa in the sevens. That is starting at 10:44. And then also Ireland versus Fiji. That is at 11:05 p.m. That is happening as well. I'm calling it Blues year. Says unknown. And Chiefs on this performance, they will be out of the comp. Says a doctor. Can't see the Chiefs winning. Says a Novmum there. Looks like a change now. Kiriwani off the field for Adrian Choate. Got a smile on his face at the moment. Kiriwani, he actually had one of his better games that he has played throughout the season. Up the Blues, says Revelation. Thrown in by Simasoni Tolkiaho. Going to get this rolling more going, and once again it is down, but that is going to be the advantage going against the Blues for it being sacked. And sus, thanks for the info, my guy. Says Tangaroa. Another attack and run from Quinn Tupaia. It's like he had all throughout last week. They've got themselves another penalty advantage now. So Rowe having a dig around for that one. Tuipilotu getting in the breakdown. Trying to cause some problems. 14 blue this time. It is against Mark Talia. And there's a bit of push and shove in this one as well. The Chiefs frustrated. This uses up a couple extra minutes on the clock. The Chiefs may even just consider just a quick tap and go here. It looks like he's going to do it. Penalties conceded 12 against the Chiefs in this game compared to the 7 conceded by the Blues. Oh, he's been told to tap the ball and he has done just that. Pass down wide to Quinn Tupaia. Everyone slips over and Tupaia goes straight through. The Blues player is going to need some more solid studs because all of them have just tumbled down like they're bowling pins. And Tupaia gets in easy for his first try of the match. Who slips here? 2 players though, yep. Dalton Papali'i tripping over his teammate. And is it AJ Lamb? Yes, it is. AJ Lamb and Dalton both tumbling down. And then Quinn Tupaia manages to score the try. One of the easier ones that we will see for the Chiefs. And now they're in the situation, if they score one more try, they will be in the situation of taking away the Blues bonus point. And this thing would not completely be over. And he's missed from close in for Josh Ioane. What was that? And then what was that kick? And the Chiefs strike. Yep, says a Luke. Can the Chiefs come back? No. I don't believe so. I think that they can bring it back to being within the 3 tries, though, if they start this next little phase of play very well. It's going to be kicked downfield. Nicely taken by Quinn Tupaia, just inside of his own 22, but now runs it out. Xavier Rowe on across to Wallace Satiti. The main thing here for the Chiefs is just trying to get it out of their own territory. Force the Blues backwards. That is a good strike of the ball from Xavier Rowe. Drop ball from Cole Forbes. And the momentum, ladies and gentlemen, has well and truly shifted now. And like I mentioned, I don't believe that the difference is going to be... I don't see the Chiefs winning this game, but I think that they can get a little bit closer in this contest. Come on, the Blues need an extra bonus. 8 minutes to go, says Akanisi. So the way that it currently sits, the Blues have still got that bonus point. But if the Chiefs score one more try, the Hurricanes would be first and the Blues would drop to second. That would mean that the Blues play the Drua, the Hurricanes play the Rebels, if that is the case. But the Chiefs versus Reds is already confirmed. The Brumbies versus Highlanders is not quite confirmed, but it is pretty much confirmed at this stage. Come on, Blues, one more try, says Revelation, and Dragons 12 to 10, missing State of Origin players, says Jonathan. Come on, the Blues, stop missing, or stop effing each other. Interesting. Oh, free kick goes the way of the Chiefs. Xavier Rowe takes it quickly. He's really isolated himself, and Liam Coombs fabling, though. as they get wrestled towards the touchline. Rowe goes back across to the left-hand side. It seems like the Chiefs have found their next gear. Please read my previous comment. I did read it in my head in terms of the Stormers lineup. Plus, we will have the animation of it popping up for that later game as well. So we already know who is in that side. And now Xavier Rowe flick on the inside. Hands at the moment come on the Chiefs. Start a scrap, you useless flogs. May as well win the fight now. Lost the game. Says Valley. And what game is easier for the draw and the Rebels? I think that, to be honest, both sides in the top two should beat both of them comfortably. But you just never know. Little kick in behind there. Bit of skill from Josh Ioane. Players are slipping and sliding all over the place. It's Adrian Choate in the end. Does end up with the ball. What could change Brumbies versus Landers? Only if somehow, like I mentioned, like the Chiefs were able to somehow get 3 converted tries in a row and go on to win this game. That is the only thing that could change it. But if that does not happen, then more than likely we are back to the Brumbies staying in third, which I believe is like pretty much confirmed. But just because of percentages and technicalities, you know, we're still got to mention it, if that makes sense. Now, Simasoni Tauhiaho with another line-out throw. That was overcooked a little bit, I believe, or at least the Blues thought that they should have been able to line it up. Good shot from Dalton Papali'i. Lining up Quinn Tupaia. Now, Wallace Satiti hits it up again. Ball is still there. Xavier Rowe going off to Simasoni Tauhiaho. Eklund jockeying for the ball. Take his hands off it, though. I think he almost would have won the penalty if he had committed to it. Now out wide. Going, risky there for Daniel Rona. And he's gone into touch, just getting a little bit too close to the sideline. Dunedin is freezing like Canberra, so she didn't nullify the weather factor, says Hanoi. Yeah, although I think for Canberra, it's more than just the weather factor that normally gives them the bit of an advantage, but we'll see how they go. And that matchup, get your dad in the live stream, says Levi. I think he's watching this game, possibly. And Brumbies, Reds, Blues, and Hurricanes in the semis. I think it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because the Chiefs up against the Reds, you would think they would win it. Because, yes, the Reds started well in their game up against the Tars, but they, in the end, only won by 1 point up against the bottom of the table side. So I would still give the Chiefs the advantage in that regard. Oh, almost a slide tackle there from one of the Chiefs players. That one's gone into touch, well watched by Liam Coombs Fabling. 7 minutes remaining. The Blues are still in the bonus point zone. They need to stop the Chiefs from scoring one more. Oh, Sam Derry has failed his HIA, ladies and gents. That means he is no longer available for the quarterfinals. Come on, the Chiefs, says Stuart Moore. Tauhiaho throwing it in. Well taken by Jimmy Tupou. Goes across to Satiti, Rowe, Tupaia, Poihepi. On the outside to Josh Ioane. It's very close to the sideline. A little bit of a counteract coming from Mark Talia. How many minutes? Still another 6 minutes or so left in this contest. Fair call, says Nathan Smith. Out to the right-hand side. Poihepi. Blues' defence have been really good throughout this game, and I think it's the fact that there's a bit of slipping and sliding going on as well that has made it so challenging. That is going to be, penalty to the Blues. That's an interesting one, because I thought Satutu may have been in a position of not rolling away, but the penalty does go the way of this Blues side, and they can use up a little bit more time remaining in this contest. Will the All Blacks be better if the Blues were strong every year? Possibly. Depending on if they, of course, select more Blues players. I'd like to see a replay of this breakdown, though. Did Satutu roll enough? Top 2 spots confirmed. Let's go, boys, up the 09, says Jacob Hill. One is going to be kicked into touch. We got the replay now. So it was the shot from Satutu. He makes the tackle. Probably could have been a penalty against him, but that's okay. Blues have now got the line out. And, well taken by Hoskins Satutu in one hand. Likewise, Doc, says Ivan. 5 minutes remaining in this contest. Kurt Eklund. Looks like Simasoni Tauhiaho trying to defend the rolling ball all by himself, and he wasn't doing too bad. Satutu puts the little chip in behind, wanted the next kick and didn't quite get it away. But the Blues I believe they still have the possession here. They're 15 metres out from the try line. Perifeta tried the kick once again. Bad decision made by him. And Mali puts the massive spiral boot downfield. Blues lose maybe about 60 metres of territory. Looks like Cole Forbes going to try and run this one back. Wallace Atiti makes a great ankle tap. 4 minutes remaining now. Knock going in behind to AJ Lamb, who slings it out wide to Cameron Suafua. Well tackled, though, by Daniel Rona. And one more try to seal the number 1 spot. Let's go, boys and RPG Chiefs. Still there, though, for the Blues. 4 minutes left on the clock. Cole Forbes goes out wide here to Caleb Clark. A nice offload on the inside to Forbes. And that is going to be, I believe, the penalty in favour of Samisoni Tolkiaho. Yes, it is. And he's just kicked it away, Sam Knock. That'll use up some more time in sevens. It's a yellow. In Union, it just normally gets you smashed the next time you touch the ball. 3.5 minutes left. The Blues have had a very strong game. They do not want to let it slip away now. They have to make sure that they've still got their bonus point. If they win, like they've just said there, the game seems extremely frantic for a game that is quite one-sided in terms of the scoreboard. But that is because the Chiefs know what it means. They don't want the Blues to have the home final all the way through. They want to make sure that they either can slowly climb up the table. They could still have a home final if every underdog manages to win. But the Chiefs now, with this ball in hand, Kalen Boshier, flat ball to Josh Ioane. Tackled by Eklund. They've got 3 minutes left. And I have to say, if the Chiefs score now, that will increase the rivalry between these two sides just that little bit more, perhaps for when they meet in a later stage of the contest or of the competition. That is knocked on by Tolkiaho, slipping and sliding all over the place. Now, so 2-2 fires it back. Suafua, rough pass there. Looks like Cole Forbes goes across to Harry Plummer. They're hoping for some open space here. Now he's kicked it in behind. It's gone into touch and the advantage was over. So it is now going to be the Chiefs with the possession. Chiefs going to take on who in the quarters? The Reds at FMG Stadium. So it's a home game for the Chiefs in that contest. Just the 2 minutes remaining on the clock now, ladies and gentlemen. And Tolkiaho throwing that one in nicely, taken by Cameron Suafua. Boshier goes across to Wallace Atiti. Oh, she's getting greasy out there at the moment. That is for sure. A lot of players struggling to hang on to that ball. Clark looking for the turnover. Rowe passes it across there to Josh Ioane. Goes to Liam Coons Fabley. Gets his offload up to Ramika Poyepi. Chipped in behind by Xavier Rowe. Waiting for the bounce of the ball. Desperation from Papali'i. Takes it back into his in-goal area. And now 5 metres out. The scrum feed for the Chiefs. And that's going to come down to the last minute of this contest, ladies and gentlemen. Chiefs scrum has been penalised heavily all throughout this game, a majority of the time, so it is when the Blues have had themselves the scrum feed. Papali'i just having to take that one back. No option but to do so with how slippery it is out there on the field at the moment. So the Blues, even if they can't win this scrum penalty, they have to put pressure on in the scrum. Try and make a fumble at the back from the Chiefs. Great game, Blues. Too strong for the Chiefs. Lucky I'm a Canes fan. Says Doctor, and couldn't they wait to get the Rebels out until after the tournament? Says Nathan Smith. That would have made more sense, I would have thought. But I guess this is when the teams do start renewing licenses and whatnot. Boys, just got to hold it, says Jacob Hill. So 45 seconds remain, ladies and gentlemen. The gist of this situation, it may sound weird that we're getting so excited when the game is 31 points to 12. But if the Chiefs score, the Hurricanes will be number 1. If they do not score, the Blues will remain number 1 as it currently sits. But going back across to Quinn Tupaia. They're going to try and hold him up there. It is going to be going to ground now. Xavier Rowe goes across to Wallace Atiti. Gets the offload away. All the Chiefs need to do is score, and they have. The Blues are second. And they will take on the Drua in the quarterfinals now at Eden Park. The Hurricanes take their number 1 spot. And I know at this stage of the competition, you may think to yourself, oh, it's just the difference between the Drua or the Rebels. But when it comes down to the top two sides. If it is the Blues and the Hurricanes, at the end of the day, the Hurricanes will have the home field advantage for this one. Thank you, Chiefs. Canes on top. Says pads ablaze. Canes' probability to win the comp is 28%. Says Ivan there. And good try, says Mr. All-In, but playing right to the final whistle there for the Chiefs. Taking away a Blues home final possibility. Unless, of course, the Canes are knocked out earlier. That is the other exception to the rule. But the Canes, they will be playing the Rebels next week. Now, Josh Ioane, he's shanked it again. He's been looking awful off the kicking tee, but it hasn't mattered there. That is the end of the game, 31 points to 17. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we know exactly where everyone will sit in the top 8. So, just to list it, ladies and gentlemen. The table, I could tell you the table or I could tell you the quarterfinals matchups. We'll start with the quarterfinals. In the first quarterfinal, it will be the Hurricanes taking on the Rebels. That will be a home game for the Hurricanes. The second quarterfinal, it's going to be the Blues versus the Fijian Drua. That is a home game for the Blues. The third game that has taken place will be Brumbies versus Highlanders. That is happening in Australia. And then the fourth quarterfinal that has been confirmed, it is the Chiefs versus the Reds, and they are playing off at FMG Stadium. So the Brumbies cannot finish higher than third, like they've just mentioned. They are locked into spot of the third place. Yeah, a few interesting quarterfinals, and of course they will be confirmed a little bit closer to the time in terms of when those games are going to be taking place. Rebels might not turn up next week, says Nathan Smith in there as well. But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Of course, we are going to be back in only about an hour and 40 minutes time. That is going to be for the contest taking place between New Zealand and South Africa, followed by Ireland versus Fiji in the sevens. And then straight after that, we're jumping into the URC between the Stormers and the Lions. And then also the matchup taking place between the Sharks and the Bulls. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all for the next one.